You're standing on a balcony, holding the railing, and even though it's solid steel, your stomach drops like the floor just vanished. Your legs go wobbly, your palms get sweaty, maybe you feel that urge to crouch down or grab something, even on a tall staircase. You know you're safe. There's no crack in the concrete, no missing railing, nothing actually wrong. So why does your body react like you're about to fall? Here's the strange part. Your feet are planted on solid ground, but your brain is convinced otherwise. The truth is your eyes and inner ear are quietly negotiating your balance every second. And at height, that negotiation breaks down. So why does looking down from somewhere high make your whole body feel like it's betraying you? This isn't nerves, it isn't imagination. Something measurable is happening inside your body, a real chain reaction with a real cause. And the strangest part is that no amount of logic seems to stop it. Your eyes can see the solid floor, your mind knows the numbers, the engineering, the safety, and still your body overrides all of it. So what exactly is going on between your eyes, your ears, and your brain that makes solid evidence feel meaningless? That answer starts with how your brain quietly measures balance in the first place. To understand what happens on that balcony, you first need to understand how your brain keeps you upright when everything is normal. Balance feels automatic, like it just happens, but underneath, it's a constant measuring process. Your inner ear tracks motion and tilt, like a tiny built-in level. Your eyes track position, watching how close objects shift as your body sways even a few millimeters. On flat ground, this is easy work. Walls, furniture, curbs, the edge of a table, all of these give your eyes fixed points nearby to measure against. Your brain compares what the inner ear feels with what the eyes see, and when the two match, you get a quiet, confident sense of stability. You don't even notice it's happening. That's the negotiation working exactly the way it should. Now take away the nearby points. Step onto a balcony, a cliff edge, or a glass floor 20 stories up, and suddenly your eyes have nothing close to lock onto. The ground is still there, but it's far away, tiny, and functionally useless for measuring sway. It's like trying to tell if you're leaning by looking at a mountain on the horizon instead of the floor under your feet. The information is technically visible, but it's too distant to be useful. This is why height specifically causes this feeling, and not just any open space. A wide field or an empty parking lot doesn't do this to you, because the ground is still close enough to register. Height removes the one kind of visual data your balance system depends on most. Here's where it gets strange. Your eyes go quiet, but your inner ear doesn't stop reporting. It keeps sending tiny signals about motion because your body is never perfectly still. There's always a small natural sway, a few millimeters back and forth, that your brain usually corrects for instantly without you noticing. Normally, your eyes confirm that sway is small and harmless. But at height, with no visual confirmation available, the brain suddenly has one system saying something moved and another system offering no evidence either way. This is the visual-vestibular mismatch. Two systems that are supposed to agree are now sending conflicting or incomplete information. Your legs may genuinely feel wobbly at a cliff edge, even though you haven't taken a single step. That wobble isn't imaginary. It's your brain reacting to a gap in its own data. A calm brain might treat a data gap as a shrug, a minor uncertainty to be ignored. But your brain doesn't treat ambiguous balance signals casually. It treats them as urgent. Deep in the brain, the amygdala acts like a security guard scanning for danger, and it doesn't wait for full information before reacting. When it detects a signal that could mean falling, even a vague or incomplete one, it treats that possibility as if it were confirmed. This is the pivot point where a simple sensory mismatch turns into a full-body alarm. The brain's postural sway response kicks in precisely because there are fewer visual reference points, and confusion gets reinterpreted as danger. It's not that your brain concludes you are falling. It's that your brain decides it cannot risk assuming you're not. This explains why the railing doesn't help, even though logically it should. The amygdala isn't running a rational calculation about steel strength or engineering standards. It's running a much older, faster kind of pattern matching, one built for speed rather than accuracy. You can see the solid railing. You can feel it under your hands. You know intellectually there's no crack in the concrete and nothing structurally wrong. None of that matters to a system that fires first and evaluates later. This is why the fear persists even when the evidence says otherwise. The alarm isn't listening to evidence. It's reacting to an internal sensory gap that has nothing to do with what your eyes can plainly see about the railing itself. Once that alarm fires, the body doesn't respond quietly. It floods with adrenaline and cortisol, chemicals designed to prepare you to react instantly to danger. Muscles tighten in preparation for sudden movement. This is where the exact sensations from earlier come from. The stomach drop feeling on a balcony is your body redirecting blood flow and tightening your core in anticipation of a fall that isn't happening. Sweaty palms gripping a railing come from a stress response priming your grip strength. The urge to crouch or grab something on high stairs is your body's automatic attempt to lower your center of gravity, an old defensive posture kicking in without your permission. None of this is random. Each sensation is a downstream effect of that one original alarm signal. This wiring isn't new, and it isn't a personal glitch, it's ancient. For most of human history, people navigated genuinely unstable terrain, uneven cliffs, loose rock, narrow ledges with nothing to hold on to. In that world, any unexplained sway really could mean a life-threatening fall. A brain that reacted instantly to ambiguous balance signals had a real survival advantage over one that waited for certainty. The same alarm that fires on a modern observation deck, behind reinforced glass and steel, is the exact same system that once fired on a genuinely crumbling rock ledge. Your body has no way of knowing the difference between engineered safety and ancient danger, because that distinction didn't exist for most of the time this system was being shaped. So if the alarm fires because the eyes lost their nearby reference points, the way to quiet it isn't more reassurance. It's more information, the specific kind your visual system was missing in the first place. Your brain doesn't need to be convinced you're safe. It needs something close and stable to look at, so it can confirm on its own that you're not actually swaying. Give it that, and the confusion that triggered the whole alarm starts to resolve itself. Here's what that looks like in practice. Next time you feel that wobble start, at a balcony, a cliff edge, a glass floor, or even a tall staircase, shift your eyes deliberately onto something close and fixed. Your hand gripping the railing works well, so do your own feet on solid ground. The distance matters here. You're giving your eyes a near-field point again, the exact kind of visual anchor that flat ground normally provides without you ever noticing. Hold your focus there for a few seconds. You're not trying to distract yourself. You're feeding your brain the missing puzzle piece it was searching for the whole time. This is worth doing instead of the instinct most people reach for first, which is trying to talk themselves down. Telling yourself the railing is solid, the building is safe, the numbers check out, none of that speaks the language your alarm system understands. The amygdala isn't processing your reasoning, it's processing raw sensory input. That's why logic alone often fails to stop the stomach drop, but looking at your feet, oddly, often works faster. You're not arguing with the alarm. You're removing the reason it went off, and it helps to understand what this feeling actually is, and just as importantly, what it isn't. It isn't a sign that something is wrong with you, and it isn't evidence that you're more anxious or more fragile than anyone else standing beside you at that railing. It's old wiring, inherited from a much older environment. Somewhere in your ancestry, a nervous system that reacted instantly to ambiguous sway on a real rocky ledge kept a person alive. That same reaction is still installed in you today, and it doesn't know the difference between a crumbling cliff and a reinforced observation deck with a steel railing. It just knows the visual data went quiet, and it's doing exactly what it evolved to do. Next time this happens, notice something specific. Notice how long the stomach drop or the leg wobble actually lasts once you anchor your eyes on something close. Not whether it happens at all. That part is likely out of your control in the moment. Just the duration. Many people find that the sensation settles more quickly once the eyes have something stable and near to hold on to, compared to standing there staring out at the distant view, waiting for the fear to pass on its own. That's a small, useful thing to pay attention to the next time you're up high. Picture that same balcony from the beginning. Same railing, same solid steel, same view stretching out below. But now, instead of standing there confused about why your stomach just dropped, you know exactly what's happening. Your eyes lost their nearby reference points. Your inner ear kept sending signals your eyes couldn't confirm. Your brain filled that gap with worst-case thinking, and your body responded with everything it had. None of that means you're in danger. It means a very old system just asked a very simple question, and you can answer it just by looking down at your own hand instead of the drop below. So next time your stomach drops on a balcony, remember, it's not a warning about the height. It's your brain asking for a visual anchor. Give it one and watch the panic fade.